Well, hey everyone. I just released my Avowed review, so if you want to watch that, go watch that. But welcome to this video, which is my talking about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is the next game coming out from MachineGames, and it's about Indiana Jones, as the title would imply. I was just giving my initial thoughts on it. I have a lot of positive things that they showed off that I liked. There was a few negatives. One I won't really get into because it's not that big a deal, but it's more of just a slight worry with how things are now. So let's get into it. They showed off quite a lot in this. I'm gonna have the trailer kind of play in the background on half speed. So, uh, you know, actually we're gonna slow it down even more. You know what? We're gonna go down 25%. You get to see all of the glory. Okay, so we're getting into a little bit of the negatives. I'm gonna end positively on this video. I want this video to end positively, so we're gonna start it out with some of the negatives. One of the negatives, honestly, this is a small one. It's not Harrison Ford that's voicing him. I don't believe. It doesn't sound like him at least. So if it is him, he just sounds different in the recording booth. Which is fine. You know, it's not like the biggest deal, but it's still like, it's not Indy, but he looks enough like him. So it's all good. Another one, the lip syncing. You guys can't hear it, but if you go watch the trailer, the lip syncing seems kind of off. It's not very good. And the only other small thing that I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. There's two protagonists in this game. One is Indy, and he seems to be the main protagonist. The other is I believe Egyptian. I don't know if they said, but an Egyptian woman. That's not necessarily bad. I just, when I'm playing Indiana Jones, I worry because they do this in a lot of games where they have two main characters. There's the one that everyone wants to play as, and then the one that not so many other people want to play as. So the only thing I worry is like, will she take over missions that it's like, it could have just been Indy, or things like that. I hope not, but it's always possible. I think that's a worry. Just will two companions, will the other companion take too much screen time away from Indy? Is the one thing I worry about. And with how the last movie was, which it was really bad. I just worry with the Indiana Jones IP. Will they be able to do what they want with Indy? Will they actually be able to make it an indie game, or will it be all about her? I hope not, but hopefully this will be all about Indy. We're getting into the positives. One, I would say the team's energy about this. They seemed like they really were excited with this. They're like, oh, Indy, and they said, oh yeah, Indy is about exploration and about the hidden treasures of the past and things like that. And just going off that, it's like, man, these guys seem to really care about the character, Indiana Jones. That's all I want. I want something where it feels like Indy. Having the love for a character when you're making a game about them is paramount. This character means so much to so many people, and it has, especially someone like Indiana Jones, who's been so important to people for so long. It would be weird if they didn't care about him. Why would you make a game if you didn't care about the character? Well, I guess ask Lucasfilm. Why would they make movies and they don't care about those characters? But the team seems to really care. The combat in this game, while it looks a little goofy, I kind of like it actually. It's kind of a little bit more floaty, I would almost say. That's what I would say. The combat reminds me of it being like super floaty or something like that. But I like that. I mean, the whip is prominent in a lot of this trailer. And like as we can see here, there's puzzles and things like that. Like, I think the game will be kind of linear, which I'm fine with. From everything they showed off in the trailer, it seems kind of like, I know how the people always call, God of War and things like that, movie games. This seems kind of like a movie game. It seems super cinematic, things like that, but I'm fine with that. It's Indiana Jones. I want, some fun gameplay with also Indy being, you can play as Indy, but you also get to just basically watch an Indy movie and you're playing it. That's fun. I would say the Lego games back in the days, the Lego Indiana Jones game was great because it was, there was the Lego combat and things like that, but you also got to it was basically just watching the movies, and they were in like a very shortened method. And I would say the Lego games did that wonderfully. They liked the older ones. I haven't played the newer ones, and they haven't made a new Indiana Jones game in a long time. But yeah, they use the whip as a lot of things in this, as a tool, as a weapon, things like that. So Indy has, it looks like, from what they showed in the trailer, it seems like 2 main forms of combat, and then a third one, which you can just pick stuff up from the environment like that there and use it as a weapon. There's stealth gameplay, and here we see Indy throw a hammer at a dude, knocks him out, and he also has the whip, and it kind of just attaches to people. And does it look perfect? No, there are definitely some things, even with the whip right there. You could tell the enemy didn't see him, and he was right there. He was kind of floating on that platform. But those things can be improved before the game comes out. So those are kind of worries, but it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to sit here and, cry a river. Hopefully they are fixed and things like that. I would like to see this game be a little bit more polished up. But from the way the combat looks, it looks like it'll just be fun. Fun, whimsical exploration. It's Indiana Jones. That's what you want. You want exploration. Showing of the ancient past and things like that. These are a teaching of history, but also showing people just the fun adventures of Dr. Jones. But yeah, here we see Indy in the trailer. We see Indy and the other I almost said companion, but the other protagonist. But yeah, obviously seems like the Nazis are the bad guys here. And yeah, we can see Indy here using his whip almost like Spider-Man, really, which is kind of funny. Like Spider-Man uses his webs. But there we see grab the guy with the whip and then fist fight him. Oh, you grab him, you punch him in the face. Stuff like this. Yeah, does the combat look perfect? No. I think there does need to be some polishing up maybe and things like that. And that also could just be the quality of this video right now is not very high. It's only 480p, which that's just so my laptop can actually run it. But also, it could just be this trailer is not showing it very well. Could be a lot of reasons. But yeah, so Indy has the whip and also a pistol. And I don't know, it looks great. I think they got a good job of recreating young Harrison Ford there. The voice doesn't really sound like him. If you guys watch the trailer, it doesn't really sound like Indy very much. But that's okay. Like I said earlier, it's not perfect, but that's fine. I don't need it to be perfect. Good enough is fine. As long as it's better than the movie that was released this year, or last year, I guess now at this point, that's all I care. Give me a better Indiana Jones adventure than the movie. All right, well, I'm not going to drag this video on any longer here, but I want your guys' opinion. What do you think? Do you think this game looks good? Do you think they'll do a terrible job? What do you think? Leave a comment down below with your thoughts on it. Also, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, also leave a comment there. Tell me what I could improve on in this video, what I could have talked about, what you would have liked me to talk about, something I could have done. And as always, subscribe. It really does help out the channel. I'm hoping to get more videos out. I'll have more of my history book ones that I always do, and you can thank Indiana Jones for that. Yeah, thank you.